Coach, how you doing, Coach? Coach, I'll die for you, Coach. I just wanted you to believe in me. I just wanted you to believe in me. Let's go to the Lions.
And they basically told me if I'm there, it's a possibility they're going to take me. So I had my phone right next to me, ringer on all the way up. Kept checking it, I was nervous, but when I got that call, it was just, I don't even know how to describe it, the feeling.
The Lions take one of my favorite players in this draft class, Isaac Tesla out of Arkansas. I'm giving this an A+. Almost 6'4", 214 pounds, ran a 4.43 in the combine.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live, Coach Dan, by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
Are you a disgruntled Lions fan who's ready for some football? Well, you're in the right place. Well, greetings and salutations to everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining us here today. Hey, Lions Talk Live, you know what, is a Tuesday morning show edition, and I think we got some outstanding news, notes, updates, things we maybe didn't fully anticipate seeing this early in training camp. We're starting to get reports about it. We've got all sorts of information to break down from what the coaches are doing, what the players are doing so far in camp, and it's good things. We've talked all offseason, ad nauseum, to death, about how deep this team is going to be, how much competition this team is going to provide, not just for the other teams that we're going to face in the preseason, the regular season, but for each other. And you're starting to see that competition already have some effects on other players and each other, making the team better. How about that overall? We're going to dive into all that during the 5 headlines now, during the main topic of the day. As you can probably tell from the thumbnail, we're getting some real good early information about some of these rookies, and to be fair, about multiple different players. But today, the main topic is mostly going to be about the rookies, just how impactful they may be. And there are some strong indications this might end up being, and I get it's pretty early, but I like to judge things as a coach, in basically quarters. What do you do this time? Let's go a quarter through the season, et cetera, et cetera. And right now, there are some strong indications this Lions rookie class might just be one of the better ones we've had. And that's saying something for a Detroit Lions organization that in the last half decade, all they've known is success. All they've known is great results, drafting, developing players. So it'll be interesting to see what the Duke crew has to say about all that. All right, real quick, before we get into the 5 headlines now, main topic of the day, all that stuff. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so, making that march for 14,000 subs. We are 64 away from hitting that objective. So if you haven't yet subscribed, I would be thankful if you could do just that. Also, if you have a half second of time, reach on down, over, left, right, up, down, wherever it may be on your screen. Hit the thumbs up button, the like button. We try to get every episode of the show between 200, 300, 400 or more thumbs up or likes. So if you can assist with that, I would be thankful. Last but most certainly never least, just because it is the wife's birthday, and I know she will probably speak poorly of me if I don't mention this from time to time. If you're looking to improve your health, maybe get your cholesterol scores down, your blood pressure down, your weight down, whatever it may be, go to JenSavageFitness.com. Yes, it is the wife's birthday. So, hey, say happy birthday to Jen if you got a half second. Most of you know I've had some higher scores. She put me on peptides, amongst other things. Natural peptides. I do need to remember to say that, not the artificially made ones. And yeah, without a shadow of a question of doubt, doctor went from talking about putting me on statins, stuff like that, that he's no longer even mentioning that. They've gone down and away. So check it out if you have a free moment of time and if you are so interested. All right, all that done, said, out of the way, let's get the show rocking and rolling and going. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say about some of these rookie reports. Let's get into 5 headlines now. If I ever feel like I'm not fully awake for the show, when that 5 headlines now theme comes on, it kind of wakes me right up. All right, the Lions team captain sideline 3 days into training camp. Sideline report by Richard Lewis. And no, not that Richard Lewis, the old comedian. But anyways, as you guys know, you heard from MCDC himself, Alex Anzalone. There's all sorts of conspiracy theorist, stories going on right now. Is he faking a hamstring injury or anything else? Maybe he wants, we all know he wants a contract extension. He wants to remain with the team, etc. That has not happened, at least as of the time I went on air today. I personally don't believe he's faking the injury, Alex Anzalone. I do think he's probably legitimately got one. We also know that there are all sorts of outlets right now having some sort of thoughts about it. What we do know is this: Alex Anzalone is 30 years old and entering the last year of a 3-year, $18 million deal. He is due $6 million in base salary and $100,000 total per game bonus. So every game he plays, he gets $100,000 bonus. He's been nothing but short of a success for his time in the Detroit Lions since he signed from the Saints, where MCDC and others came from. What we do also know is he's been very public on social media, etc., talking about his displeasure with his current contract situation, which has fueled the speculation that perhaps he's faking the injury. I don't think there's any shadow of a doubt he's probably legitimately got one. I just don't get the impression from any of the Lions players, let alone Alex Anzalone, that he's, or they, I should say, are of the mindset that if I'm not getting what I'm liking, I'm over on the side, the back hurts, the hair hurts, whatever it is. I think he's legitimately got one. I hope he gets healed up and let that hamstring injury heal as much as you need to. We want him on the field. I think we all get it. He may not be the NFL's greatest linebacker of all time, but what he is phenomenal in pass coverage and being a leader, a captain of this team. I think there's some possibility during the season, if he has a breakout season, another real strong season, could the Lions look to extend him? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to happen? Man, I don't know. I think the Lions got a whole lot of money to deal out to a whole lot of younger players, and I think he could just simply be on the wrong side of things. He's going to be 31 when the season gets going, which means next year at this time he's butting up to 32. And for a linebacker or any NFL player, that's rare air if you start making it into your mid to late 30s. All right, Dan Campbell has no plans to try to dispel the narrative everyone is going to have about the Lions, and you shouldn't either. A to Z Sports by Mike Payton. We talked about it, or MCDC, I should say, talked about it during the press yesterday. He understands the narrative that everybody thinks the Lions are going to not have as strong a season as they've had the last couple of years. That, Ben Johnson's departure, Aaron Glenn's departure, it's all doom and gloom. The sky is falling, all that kind of stuff. And MCDC simply talked to reporters when asked that very question yesterday and just said, hey, not even going to worry about it. There's nothing I can do about it. You guys have all written the stories. Hey, we're going to be 0-18 or whatever he said. I'm paraphrasing here. But he did address the I guess you could say the vast majority of national media talking about the Lions are going to pull back. They're going to come back to the pack. They're not going to be as strong. Their window for winning the Super Bowl is over. I can only throw this at you guys. I think their window is just beginning. Yes, it would have been nice if they would have won the Super Bowl 2 years ago or last year, etc. Hey, if we could win just the next 40 Super Bowls, I'd probably say that's okay with me. But MCDC doing what coaches do, they take pressure off the players, they take pressure off the staff. They say, hey, it's not a big issue, not a big deal. We're just going to go one play at a time, one practice at a time, one game at a time. Coaches talk about that. I'm sure we all get it. If you watch sports for any length of time, if you watch ESPN, SportsCenter, or any show, including this one, you probably have heard a lot of coach speak. And I really, at the end of the day, I think that's all it is the MCDC saying, hey, keep eyes on me. Don't worry about the team. We're going to be just fine. We're going to just do this one thing at a time. All right, next to the 5 headlines now. Lions Dave Montgomery says 2025 is a, quote, year of reckoning, end quote, as Detroit aims to finally break through. Story by Chris Bagel of CBS Sports. Talking about coach speak, talking about Dan Campbell trying to deflect pressure from his players. And then he got David Montgomery and, to be fair, other Detroit Lions players that say, nah, we want the target on us. We want everybody's biggest, best punch at all times. They don't want to hide from anything. They don't want to try to, keep the pressure off them. They want to come out and let everybody know that they feel like last year was a missed opportunity. Not going to go into it. You guys all know there was a lot of reasons why the Lions probably didn't win against the Commanders. It is what it is. But Montgomery, talking to ESPN's Eric Woodyard, said, quote, it's cool to be close at first, but you don't want to get comfortable at being close all the time, end quote. Goes on to have a long interview with Eric Woodyard, who I think is an outstanding, by the way, reporter for ESPN and just a reporter in general. Really like his work and how his demeanor handles on the mic, etc. But he does go and talk to Montgomery. Montgomery says, Amon-Ra St. Brown, amongst other players on the Lions, have come in after a week or two after the season ended last year and had a sit down at Ford Field, said, hey, we need to do everything we can to achieve the goal this year. Didn't go into particulars. Sounds like a lot of the guys spent time together in the offseason working on things that they know they can't do at Ford Field due to NFLPA regulations, etc., time on the field. But this team apparently is pretty dang focused on being not as good as last year, better than last year. Doesn't mean the record will be better, but the end result wants to be better. Dave Montgomery goes on to talk about how the NFC North is a huge race. It's grinding on everybody because we all know each game is so impactful. There's no down teams. There's no bad teams in the NFC North. Also talked about the NFC as a whole, the Lions' goals. Last year they wanted to be the number one seed. In hindsight, he does point out he doesn't know if you need to be the number one seed to make the Super Bowl. And I would say he's quite correct in that regard. Most of history points out the number one seed. Is it a big thing? Sure, you get a week off. Is it a make or break if you don't get it as far as your chances to go after Super Bowl? I think it's kind of 50-50. The analytics behind it all says that you have a slightly better chance of making the Super Bowl if you're the number one seed, but it's not dramatic. It's not to the point where I think, as Montgomery points out, he doesn't think the team's going to push all the chips into the middle of the table to try to get it. As long as they get in the dance, that's their big thing. They feel like their offense, their defense travels well, so if they have to go on the road, they will. Although he does point out they would prefer to be all playoff games at Ford Field, and I don't blame them. I think Ford Field and the Fanatics are a massive advantage for this organization. All right, next to the 5 headlines now. How the Lions' new OC is transforming Detroit's receiver room. Story by Corey Wood of MLive.com. John Morton, there might not be an assistant coach in the NFL that's got more eyes on him as far as an OC or DC than perhaps John Morton. We all understand the Lions offense. It's the thing of legends the last few years. I personally believe this year it's going to ascend to another level. Some of that's Morton. Some of that is just basically the players starting to hit their primes. I mean, think about it. Amon-Ra St. Brown is just now beginning to hit his prime years in the NFL. Same with Penei Sewell and I think Jameson Williams. I mean, you guys get it. There's a lot of talent here just starting to ascend. Jared Goff, I also think, is starting to hit that point in his career, sort of like Warren Moon or Tom Brady or just really any veteran quarterback that once you get a certain length of time in the NFL, and especially had some success, it's hard to catch you off guard with stuff. It's hard to give you a formation that you haven't seen umpteen times before that you can't say, yeah, I need to go here, check there, move, blocking assignments here, there, whatever. Jared Goff's kind of at that point, so I do think they're going to stand up. With that also being said, in an interview with MLive, etc., they did talk about a lot of the receivers, talked with Corey Wood about the things John Morton is doing to transform this offense, make it different. While there will be a lot of things the same as Ben Johnson, there will be some new nuances. Receivers all point out just how passionate Morton is, and also talked about Montgomery out there as well, talking about how much he brings to the table. What we also can probably concur, based on the comments from the wide receivers, they're going to be used in a multitude of different ways. And we've been speculating on this a little bit in the last week or so, that he think they all kind of talk about Morton is going to add some flavor of his own, probably a lot more reverses, receivers in the backfield. Yes, we know Gibbs is going out wide. I'm speculating Baki's going to go out wide. And when those guys go out wide, it sounds like there could be some possibilities some of the receivers motion in. Could we see Jameson Williams basically as running back, Amon-Ra St. Brown as running back, maybe Tesla or somebody else? I don't know. The receivers wouldn't go into specifics, but they all did say you should expect some very big, unique changes to the Detroit Lions offense that should catch a lot of defenses off guard, force them into matchup problems, and they all seem to think that the Lions are going to be better for it. The offensive line is obviously one of the bigger question marks going into this season. If that unit holds up, whatever John Morton's got planned, the receivers apparently love it, and I think we as fans are probably going to be pretty excited about it. All right, last of the 5 headlines now. Injury-plagued Detroit Lions at start of training camp by Terrell Bailey of CBS Sports Detroit. We all get it. Yesterday, there were a few more injuries that happened. Hey, it's training camp. It's going to happen. There's no way around it. Sione Vaki left momentarily. Sounds like he banged up a lower leg situation with himself, and then Roy Lopez also got a leg injury. Doesn't sound like either one of them, from what I could find, were serious. I didn't really want to go on air with it because you know what? I feel like every time somebody leaves camp or the field, we got 50 different tweets or whatever about this player. Hey, he bruised an eagle, he bruised his hair, he chipped a nail or whatever. And a lot of this stuff to me is just kind of overblown. I get when you're in the media, whether it's print media, YouTube media, or whatever. Hey, man, your job is to get the story out there, let you, the viewer, see it. I just didn't want to make separate videos for each and every guy that got a bump or a bruise because you know what? In training camp, especially the first week or so, you're going to have everybody get hit. You're going to have everybody whose bodies aren't acclimated to the punishment after 3 or 4 months off of punishment. Man, you got to go through that first opening week or two to kind of get the body numb to it. But to this point, we all know also that Levi Onwuzurike is out for the year. You've got other guys starting to come, back from injuries or whatever, trying to recover from injuries. Here's some good news. It does sound like Malcolm Rodriguez, is ahead of curve. Now, this comes from multiple different reporters who are there watching him and Mekhi Wingo on the sidelines. Just because you're on the sidelines working with training staff doesn't mean, anything other than, you're further along in your recovery process to be able to be on the field. But per multiple different reports, both gentlemen are now expected to be slightly ahead of recovery. I think it was about 6 or so weeks ago, there were suggestions that said Rodrigo wouldn't be back till like late November. There are now suggestions saying that maybe it's not late November, it could be late October. Mekhi Wingo still about the same thing. Early October is the anticipation for him. Same with Aleem the Dream McNeil. So while there are some injuries happening, we're probably going to get more reports today of other guys that get banged up and hit. So you know what? Injuries do happen. But there is some good news also that some of our walking wounded from last year might just be back on the Detroit Lions sideline sooner than anticipated. Until we actually see them in a uniform, until we get confirmation from MCDC, who knows when somebody's actually going to get back. There was also, before I forget, some suggestions that maybe Josh Pascal will be healing up quicker than anticipated. I'm still going to say, hey, maybe week 1 of the regular season for him, although I've been wrong before. All right, all that done, set out of the way. Let's get this show rocking and over to the main topic of the day. Selfishly, as a coach, this is kind of the stuff I like reporting on more than anything. I love watching things. As somebody who's coached for the better part of 3.5, 4 decades, whatever it is, man, a long time. How about that? And now scouted for a decade or so. Here's what I can say: I love sitting up there and watching players grow. I love watching coaches, work with people and seeing how quickly people pick up techniques, respond to stuff, plus bring their own personal traits to it. All right, here's what we do know. Yesterday in training camp, we do know that Hendon Hooker, get this out of the way, even though he's not a rookie, he had a real bounce-back performance. Yes, he was the number 3 guy on the depth chart the other day. You know what? Yesterday, he said, skip that, man. I'm risking the biscuit. I'm going for it. Guy from all different reports that a number of you guys, my brother Tim, Hutch Jr., everybody else in between sent over. And yes, you can see some of the video clips. He was slinging it. He was firing that ball around. Now, I get Kyle Adams currently is the number 2 guy. I get he's got more accuracy. I also get that dude does not have the cannon Hendon Hooker has. Hendon Hooker, at least in my opinion, don't have to be your opinion, he's got the strongest arm in camp. And no, he's not going to supplant Goff to be the number 1 quarterback, but he can fire that football anywhere you want it to go. Can he do it accurately? Well, at least that's been one of the knocks on him during his NFL career thus far, is that the accuracy hasn't been there. Well, it was there yesterday. He was quick on his feet, threw it all around, hit some dimes, dropped some passes in over DB. So pay attention to this. Maybe MCDC, who knows? If MCDC talks about it, great. But maybe he made him the opening day number 3 quarterback just to try to light a fuel under his fire or whatever you want to say, just to get him out there and get him to perform at a higher level. I'm rooting for the kid because I like the kid. All right, now getting out of the rookies, let's start with Isaac Tesla. Hey, here's what we do know a couple days into training camp. He's one of the fastest, physical, and ball-secure receivers on the team. There's a number of drills coaches put people through to test different things. One of them, and this is one where Tesla really shined yesterday for multiple different reports, having to jump, catch the ball in the air while going over an obstacle. And then you have coaches, players trying to punch the ball out, dislodge it to bust up the would-be reception. Tesla had 0 drops. The other receivers, while it's not often that you punch the ball loose because these are NFL wide receivers, they are pros. He was the only one that apparently never had a single drop in that situation. And that's standing out to coaches. That plus some of his release capabilities, he's starting to move up a lot of people's eyes as far as, was he going to be the number 6 receiver on the depth chart, number 5, number 4? There are people speculating that if he keeps developing, and yes, we got a long time to the regular season, he might just end up pushing for one of the top 3 spots on the depth chart for the wide receiver room. He's got everything you could ask for. He's got speed, size, strength, etc. And if he doesn't ever drop the ball, if he hauls it always in, it's going to be hard to keep that kid off the field. All right, another one we're going to talk about here, Tyleik Williams. Hey, Tyleik the Freak Williams, and he might just be that because we've talked about since the day he was drafted, man, he just didn't have huge stats at Ohio. But while that may be, could it be schematics that held back some of the stats, the way they used them? I'm starting to think from all the reports we're getting, plus the video clips we see, that might just be the case. They wanted him just to basically hold up the line, not really worry about getting after the quarterback, etc. The Lions coaching staff is clearly going to use him in different ways. They are, so far in camp, moving him around from all 4 of the defensive line spots. He's playing out wide. He's playing inside. He is getting all over, and this is without pads, so take it with a little bit of a grain of salt. But still, the athleticism shows. He has got power. If he gets any kind of leverage or dip on the offensive lineman, he's getting around them. So while we've talked about, he did hear different reporters or such talk about Lions could be somewhat impacted by Levi's injury, that maybe they'll lose some of the interior pass rush, and that may be true. I mean, Levi is going to be a loss. There's no way to deny that. What we also do know is that Williams is looking very versatile. He does add athleticism to this front 4. Now, DJ Reader, not a rookie, but he's also looked pretty good the first couple days in camp. Looks like he is probably going to be playing for another contract, which is going to add some motivation to him. Plus, I think he takes pride in what he does. End of the day, we've talked about the last several drafts and free agent classes, etc. for this team. They wanted to get bigger, faster, and stronger. It seems like Williams is going to add a whole lot of all the above to it because he is proving to be a massive problem in blocking assignments. We'll have to see if he can do that in the regular season. I don't think he's going to play in the preseason. I don't really think him or Ratledge play in the preseason, but you know what? The regular season will be here soon enough. All right, next to the ones, and I get this will be the big gun everybody wants to talk about, and that's Ahmed Hassanin. Hassanin, hey, what do you know about this kid coming in? If I just said, hey, we're not even going to let him play in preseason games, we're not even going to let you watch him in practice, what would you know about the kid? You think he's got a motor? I'd say we all say check that one. He's got, I know some of you guys are going to say this, grit. Yes, he does. He's got passion. He's got intelligence. He's got everything you could add. If you took him to a science lab and just said, hey, what am I going to throw in here to make a superhero? Basically, everything you would do to make a superhero, you would throw into that little pot and mix them up, and then you would have Ahmed Hassanin. What we also know is the kid needs time to grow and develop. He doesn't have a lot of the techniques now. But you know what? He is proving to be a pain on the field. Like we were talking about with Williams, Tyleik Williams, on the defense as far as the versatility, the athleticism showing up from all sorts of different reports. You're having the same thing about this kid. It's being hard. He's proving to be hard to block. Now, it doesn't mean he's getting in the backfield, making plays left and right, but he's getting past people. He's getting past people and causing problems for the offense. Could that be, hey, the offensive line's got to gel? Sure. But what you want to also see is anytime he's getting blocked one-on-one, he's winning a fair amount of them. And this is a couple of days into training camp. What happens another week from now, half month from now, 6 weeks from now? And me as a coach, I would try to tell players all the time, and I don't care what level you're at, professionally, collegiately, or whatever, don't get 10% better today, although if you can do it, we'll take it. Get 1% better. If this kid can do that, each day, heck, just 1 week, if he can get 1% better, then by the time we get to the regular season, week 1, he's going to be, whatever it is, 6-7% better than he was when he started training camp. What we can also say is you're noticing more and more the coaches pay attention to him and give him personal talking tos, educational moments, coaching moments. They see what you see, what I see. This kid's going to be a real problem in the NFL. Will he break into the starting lineup? I'm going to say no, not this year. Doesn't mean next year or the year after that he couldn't. I think you're starting to see the emergence with him, and I get he's got a hype train. I get it, all that stuff. But just from a coaching standpoint, again, you can't teach what him, Tesla, Ratledge, and I haven't even talked about Lovett yet, but you get it with the vast majority of this rookie class. You can't teach what they all have. And I think Williams is going to be a big win. I think Tesla is going to be a big win. I think, Ratledge is going to be a massive win. And then, Ahmed Hassanin, I think by the end of the regular season, we're all going to know who he is if somehow you missed him already. And I think we're going to see noticeable improvement from him. I know we talked about it about a month or so ago that Vegas put out some lines saying, hey, he would be in the conversation for rookie defensive player of the year. I think that's some lofty expectations for a late round pick, 6th round pick. But maybe they're more right than we're aware of. If Hutchinson really does command double team action on the offensive line more often than not, if Williams can generate interior pressure along with something from DJ Reader, and you're using Ahmed in a rotational piece, he's going to get one-on-one blocking a lot. And if he's coming in the later part of the first quarter, the second quarter, et cetera, when guys are a little bit beat up, a little tenderized, maybe a little fatigued, I could see that massive motor, speed, and the athleticism power of him getting to the quarterback, getting to the running back in the backfield. It could be a hype machine. I don't know. But right now, the early reviews on all these guys, and again, I haven't even talked about Lovett, are real dang good. Lovett, by the way, sounds like he's doing okay with the speed. He's just got more technique. I think if he's going to make the team, he's probably going to have to do it on special teams. All right, I've rambled on the 5 headlines and the main top of the day a little bit too long, probably. But let's get over to you guys in the Duke Crew comment section and see what you guys have to say. And yes, it is the wife's birthday. So, all right, let me scroll to the top of the screen. I'm still scrolling and almost there. Here we go. JDC, morning all, and back at you. Michael D, gritty citations, coach and Duke Crew, exclamation points, one pride. Woo! And good to see you, Michael. Carrie, Duke Crew is always in the house. Bo, good morning, Duke Crew. Here's the deal, exclamation point. Lions are pretty good. Woo! I think we've got some breaking news there. Lions are going to be probably pretty good. Non-rookies, I probably should have mentioned, Giovanni Manu is the number 3 left tackle currently. But I'm sure most of you guys already have seen this, read this somewhere else. He's really slimmed down. He's put on massive muscle in the shoulders and the lower legs. It does appear he is going to be used as a tackle and a guard at times. And man, if he gets any run at the guard spot, him next to Chris Mahoney, Ratledge, Penei Sewell, I mean, that is a big, big, big offensive line. JDC, Dre Force rocks, and he rolls. Moonscar Blade, good morning. Duke Crew starting to line up. Exclamation point. What's going on, Moonscar? Thank you for being here as always, my friend. Just did Ahmed put in some work? Question mark. Heard Risden talk up Tesla big time yesterday. He did, from what I heard. I know some of you guys sent me over like an audio clip or what, but he did talk, and he had some guests on there. I don't remember who it was on the radio, but they did talk up these guys. It sounds like from their view, these guys might end up being real good. Jess, good morning, all. Same to you. Attila the Hun, the magician, the Egyptian magician. I'll take that. The non-laughers, good morning. Dan and Duke Crew starters, exclamation point. Back at you. Attila, the Motor City Mummy. Ooh, maybe he can mummify and put to rest or put to sleep opposing quarterbacks when they come over here. Big Eddie, FYI, I like the new design, coach. Hey, thanks for that. Crisp, clean, like the other one. Also, Tesla going to put in some numbers. Bet on that. I will bet on that. I'll bet you a good Mountain Dew. How about that? Stephanie, good morning, boys. Exclamation point. Brad Holmes is just good at his job. We doubt the picks at times, but for the most part, all they do is turn into steady performers for the team. To your point, yes. And I know Kobe Scoresdale, a lot of people are going to say, man, he's probably going to be a cut candidate. I'm not so sure because he can play every spot on the offensive line. He's not going to be great at anything. But the fact that if injuries happen or whatever, you've got a guy that provides you coverage at 5 different spots. I mean, that's pretty dang rare. Now, is it going to be enough to win a spot? I don't know, but I think he's in the conversation. All right, Gary, something tells me there's going to be a big push for starting roles this season with all the injured players. Let's hope that the injuries dissipate and that the team stays healthy. Hey, we don't want another year like last year, right? Trim Reaper, good morning, coach, and Duke Crew starting lineup, exclamation point, woo, and back at you, Pierce. Can people stop getting hurt? That would be great, wouldn't it? Is coach trying to tell me something with the thumbnail, laughing out loud? I don't think so, but other than rookies are standing out, and it's a morning show. I did probably forget to mention, yes, yeah, you're right about Davenport. I got tied up with the other stuff, but you guys probably have seen it in multiple different reports. Sounds like he really brought the pain yesterday. He did a great job. So apologies for forgetting about that earlier. But yes, Marcus Davenport, you're talking about a guy on not a player-friendly contract who's got everything to lose and everything to gain. It's probably your boy, Pierce. It is Marcus Davenport. He could be really on a mission this year to save his career, put up some big numbers. We've all known it, man. Over his career, he's had some great moments. He just can't stay healthy. If he stays healthy this year, this team might just be massive winners for having put faith in him once again. Until then, any updates on G.J. Reed? Heard his wife is about to give birth. Well, congrats to them, my friend. I have not heard anything regarding the birth. Susan, realistically, the only rookies I see getting big runs are Ratledge, Williams, maybe Frazier if he pans out. That's one rookie I haven't heard a ton about. Frazier, that is. Miles Frazier. If he does pan out, sort of like anything to the degree that Christian Mahogany did last year, man, the Lions scouting department just needs to get, 20 free Mountain Dews a day from their local Circle K because all they do is find diamonds in the rough in the mid to late rounds. I hope Frazier does pan out. Whoops is a human word. I think we can afford Brad a few here and there. And now then that just doesn't make many. I'm down with that. JDC, Puff. Woo! Coffee and Lions Talk Live. Good start to your day. Pierce. So Scott, I see Ahmed getting some run with the injuries at edge. Probably will get every opportunity afforded to him. Trey, what's good, everybody? Question mark. I agree with you, Pierce. Ahmed should push his way into the snaps. Maybe Lovett for special teams. Yeah, if Lovett makes it, I do think it will be for special teams. He does, he's got phenomenal speed. Now, can he do that and do something on the wide receiver room too? Maybe when they coach him up. Gary, I think this season we're really going to get to see what the team really could be in the future. It could be, yeah. I think you'll see some of these younger players really start to kick it in gear. Henry Moore, good morning, Coach Dan the Duke Crew. What a team. What podcast, exclamation point. What a time be a Lions fan. Woo! And good morning. Jess, Coach Dan, I like the new thumbnail photo, but let me tell you, the old one was way more powerful. You could never miss which video was Lions Talk Live. Haha, that yellow was that loud. I know one of the things a lot of you guys have said, hey, it's like 50-50 on the new thumbnail. Some of you guys think, man, it's easier on the eyes. Some of you say you miss the yellow all over the place. And I don't know. I just tried something new, and I think it looks a certain way, the new one, but I could also get your point that, yeah, the other one, man, you a blind guy could see that one on the screen. Okay, good morning, Duke Crew. Ahmed Hassani is going to be a beast. I think so too, man. I think you're seeing the dawn of Hassanin. How about that? Gary, I see Lovett becoming the new returner. Could be. Yeah, and if the Lions want to make him that, then hey, let the best guy win it. Drake, Risden was on the huge show yesterday. Talked up a lot about rookies and younger players. Said Tesla was a beast. Yeah. And I know Tesla has so far, way too early in camp, he's lived up to the hype, and I think you're seeing that with a lot of the young rookie reports thus far. Okay, hey, Stephanie, when are you heading to Vegas? Your fight is on the 27th, isn't it? I think that sounds right, but don't hold me to it. France, the way MCDC was talking, I think Glass is the right guard, and Ratledge will be the center unless he struggles. Yeah, he did kind of talk about that. He did say, paraphrasing here, that we're going to put him there, but if he struggles, we're not going to, stay with it just because we said, he's going to be the center. I think they're going to give him every opportunity, see if he can win it over. If he does, man, then I think he's going to be a real good long-term center for the team. Lions for Life, good morning, Duke Crew and Coach Dan. Woo! And same to you. 70-26. Okay, there you go. I'm here now getting ready for some light workouts this morning. Well, enjoy your workouts this morning. Carrie, it's still early. Anything can happen. I concur. Trim Reaver, studies prove that humans eat more bananas than monkeys. It's got to be true. I've never eaten a monkey. All right. Well, hey, all right then. Lions for Life, it looks like most of our rookies will contribute on day one. I agree. I think this rookie class, unlike last year's, And I guess you could say the year before that, though, that was a pretty good rookie class. Last year's, a lot of developmental players were brought in. Hopefully those pan out. This year's class, to your point, though, I think a lot of them are going to get into minutes pretty quick. Hookadoo. And Pierce, you know why injuries seem to be a problem? We'll find out. Bo, Trim, you've never been to the Philippines. That might be an accurate statement. 5 fingers ready? Good. I think we need 4 or so of the rookies to impact this season. If they do, our depth is really, really insane. Silver, good morning, coach and everyone. Same to you. Carrie, DDI, yes, indeed. Jessica, sounds like Dan Bort put on a show yesterday. It does sound like he worked pretty dang well. Again, for the most part, though, I take, especially in the O and D lines, without pads on, I think it makes a massive difference. Somebody can look very good, and then pads come on, look very bad, and vice versa. So we'll see in time how they all do. Hookadoo, sweet. What network will the fight be on in the East Coast time? I want to see you kick some butt. We'll have to find out. Trey, yes, he did for most of the articles I read. All right, Man Bear, good morning all, and back at you. Hasadin Madley, good morning, Coach Dan and Duke Crew. Good afternoon to you. Hopefully you're having a phenomenal start to your day. So, good morning, Duke Crew and Coach, and thank you for that. Remember, I've only been to Canada and Mexico outside the States. All right, we'll get you out a few more spots. How about that? We're going to do top of the morning, Mr. Hassanin. The season is getting closer and closer. Time to turn Ahmed loose. Oh, yeah. Man, sounds like he did real well so far in training camp, especially yesterday. Gary, morning, Mr. Madley. There we go. Jim, we got Jessica. I heard the same thing. Stay healthy. Yeah, stay healthy indeed. Silver, I say Madley, and good morning to you and all of your content. Actually, good lunch. All right. Yes, indeed. Pierce, Hookadoo for sure. Tori, Lopez, and Vaki got injured yesterday, hoping they aren't long-term. I think they're not. I think they're kind of, bumps and bruises type thing. Although I don't have any confirmation of that. Jim, the D is out playing the O yesterday. I'd say that's fairly normal. Offense usually takes a little bit longer to kind of gel and get on the same page. D seems to typically shine earlier in training camps. Hookadoo, Moonscar, quick Tory, auto correct your statement. All right. Guess we'll find out. Pat, O will take some time to gel. Yes, probably will. Silver, Lopez, fine. Didn't even go to the locker. Vaki, better be good because we need to play right away and really want to see what he can do. Yes, I hope he can play right away. Trim Raper, who let the D beat the O? We'll find out. Mary, good morning all. Back at you, Mary. Hopefully you're having a phenomenal start to your day. Bo, Ahmed, the theme song could be Turn Me Loose. Could be. That'd be a good theme song for him. Silver, how about Ahmed, the pyramid power, unmovable? Well, he might be the immovable object that forces his will on other people. Steve Rogers, everyone is sleeping on Tyreek Williams. He will start for us. I think so, too. I think he's going to be much better than most people would have thought when we draft him at number 28. Scott, good morning, Duke Crew. This season, Ahmed will hit like an Egyptian. Hit like an Egyptian. I like that. Exclamation point. Good morning to you, Scott. The Trim River, oh my, Hookadoo. Bo, agreed. Carrie, morning, Mary Smith. Hassani Medley, I hope Ahmed gets a lot of training so he can. I think he's going to get all sorts of training. I do think he's, and I get he's your kid and everything, but I just, I can only give you my thoughts, non-biased as I try to make them. I do think you've got all the chemicals there in him, all the materials in him to get somebody who's going to be really productive in this league. All right, Jennifer, good morning all. Same to you. JDC, tick, tick, tick. It's woo time. Yes, it is. Bo, Hookadoo. He is the magician lover boy. There you go. Trim Raver. Don't forget the like and subscribe buttons, exclamation point. Oh, yeah. If you guys can hit the like and subscribe, yada, yada. And thank you very much for that. Romeo. Oh, all right. Hassani Madley. I hope Ahmed doing better every day. I think he'll get better every day. Doesn't mean there will be points where he's going to stay up and then go down, stay up and go down. But I do think he's going to improve drastically this year. Coach Rock, good morning. All football is firing up everywhere. And now my throwing arm is feeling the results, but it's soreness I like. Woo! Yeah. Time to get back into the season, right? Hookadoo, Laughing Bo, Chuck. Good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. Back at you. Lions Talk Live fan, morning all. Hey, hopefully it's a great morning for you. One funky, crazy how day one was about Hooker is done. Now day two, he looks phenomenal. Hey, he did, he's maybe MCDC had a plan going into that first day. Man, can't wait to see what happens the next few weeks before we praise or keep on people. I'm down with that. 100%. Yeah. People rise and fall just like the winter wheat, right? Boo. All you guys are working for the weekend. You're not wrong there. Walt Marks, good morning. Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. Woo! And good morning, Walt. It's been a hot second. Rock sounds like Hooker had himself a good day for him. Yeah, it could be. And, you're a coach, Rock, so you know this. Sometimes you gotta put people down to get them to pick it on up. It could be that MCDC said, we're going to try to light a fire under Hendon Hooker, make him number 3 opening day. He went home, kind of, threw some water on his face and said, hey, I got to bring it. I can't worry about making mistakes. I just got to unleash the beast. And it sounds like it's exactly what happened yesterday. Moonscar, how many team has many questions? Coordinators need to prove they have what it takes. Holes need to plug on both sides. Rookies need to show they can handle the NFL. Injured vets need to prove they're back. Yeah, 100%. Hey, that's part of the drama of the preseason. Hookadoo. Bo, you're making me think about MTV days. Man, is MTV still around? I don't know. Silver Surfer. Dan Campbell doesn't know how to lie when asked about AA's situation. He was almost funny. Dan is great. Real old school. Hamstring injury, ? AA's hamstring is fine. They are working out extension. I hope they get it all resolved because you know what? I like Alex Anzalone. I also get why maybe they won't resign him. I don't know, man. I just hope he's A-okay. Let's see. Hessany Manley. Good morning, Silver. Bo, one funky. That's the problem with trying to read tea leaves. If you're good at that, you probably make a couple bucks. Rock, happy birthday, Jen. Thank you for that. I'll let her know. Trim Reaper, greatest show on Turf 2.0. Detroit Lions, let's go. Exclamation points. Woo! I think it is going to be a phenomenal season. And I get the offense is going to get a lot of the glory, a lot of the praise, a lot of the media attention. I think that defense is going to be pretty good, too. Hookadoo, happy birthday, Jen. Trim Reaper, happy birthday, Jen. Woo! Exclamation point. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. How about that? Bo, happy birthday, Jen. Well, made a live show. Woo! Hey, always glad to have you on the lives, my friend. Silver Sir, Hasadine Medley, us too. Well, happy birthday, Jen. Have a wonderful day. Woo! Yes, and hey, good thing I didn't forget the birthday, right? Let's see, Courtney. Happy birthday, Jen and son Charlie. Turns 49. Happy birthday to Charlie. Hopefully it is a great birthday for him. Gary, happy birthday, Jen. Trim Reaper. Welcome, Walt Marks. Woo! Jen Savage Fitness. Thank you, everyone, so much. Hey, no problem. Hopefully you have a great birthday, wifey. Let's see. Well, Silver Server, I heard Ahmed is going at it with Manu talking about Clash. Ahmed wants to prove himself. He's going to test everybody and himself. Yeah, 100%. You want to rise up to the occasion. You want to match yourself up against other people and pass the test. Xavier, greetings, salutations, Duke Crew. Hope everyone is doing well. Exclamation point, go Lions. Woo! Love your show. Hope rookies do well. I hope they all do phenomenally well. There be 08. Good morning, Coach Dan of the Duke Crew. And same to you, Cynthia. Good morning, all. Woo! I'm so proud of our Lions. Happy birthday, Jen. Thank you very much. Silver Server. Give AA a contract, and after that, get him into the coaching staff. I can see AA being really good, serious, and detailed after all of the Virgo. Yep, he is a Virgo, indeed. Xavier, these injuries are not doing us good. No, but it is going to happen. Every NFL team is going to get them. All we can do is hope that none of them are severe in nature. Z. David, happy birthday, Jen. Thank you very much. Hookadoo. Who cares about the national media said? We know what the real deal is, and that deal is out Lions. Roar. I'm roaring all the way, man. All the way throughout the season. Remember, you guys see all the animal leaving Yellowstone? Yikes. I did not see that. I'll have to check that out. Hookadoo. Hour. Pierce, happy birthday, Jen. Woo! Thank you very much. Great day. AA probably lost some leverage in contract negotiations coming into camp with a hamstring injury. It's showing his age and why they need to move off him next year. Yeah, we'll see what shakes out. I don't know. It's all best guess at this point. Xavier signed Zadarius Smith. I hope they do. Pierce, Hookadoo, these injuries deserve a nice no. Hey, a no to injuries. I like that. Hassani Madley, I pray and hope for all the players to be safe and healthy away from injury. We need the Super Bowl. We do need the Super Bowl indeed, and I would love to have that Super Bowl. So happy birthday to Miss Thornton. Hey, I'll let her know. Coach Tanya Kate. Hey, Coach and Duke Crew. Exclamation point. And Thornton pulled a hamstring per Locked on Lions. Have you heard? It does sound like it. I know that MCDC kind of loosely talked about it yesterday. Whether or not it's an actual hamstring injury or not so much, I don't know. Right now, I'm going to take him at his word. I think if nothing else, he's proven, he wants to play for this team. He wants to be on the field. He wants to be a captain leader. So I'm gonna give him all my thoughts that, hey, if he says it's a hamstring injury, I'm gonna go with that. Try to remember, was Davenport in the vicinity of Yellowstone? Ooh, that's a burning question for sure. Trey Day, Hope David has his best year and to remind people why he should still be the number one back until proven on the field. Otherwise, no one trucks people better than him on the Lions. No, he's a powerful back for sure. I think him and Gibbs, they're going to be just fine together. Hookadoo, Trim Reaper, you know they say animals have a sixth sense. When they say Yellowstone is a ticking time bomb, man, if Yellowstone goes off, we're probably going to have a few days off Lions Talk Live. I think everybody in the continental United States and Northern America would have a bad day. All right, Pierce, Hookadoo, the Trim Reaper, DDI, could be accurate. Coach Rock, good luck, Stephanie. This weekend we'll be on a cruise ship rooting for you. Woo! Yeah, and if she puts it out there or sends me a text over like what channel to watch it on, I'll let you guys know. Yeah, because I don't know. Trim Reaper, I know it. Me too. Carrie, great day. Agree 100%. Silver Server Coach, I believe Detroit will resign Levi next season on a Davenport type of deal. Yeah, that could be. Play and get paid. He totally could be. I'm rooting for the kid. I like everything about Levi Onwuzurike. It just, unfortunately, he's had a bad spell. Okay, yes, Mr. Hassanin, this is the Lions' year of a Super Bowl, and Ahmed is going to help us get there. I agree with both statements. Derek, I think AA is faking it. Giving another player a shot at his job is a risky way to negotiate. It is indeed, especially since you got a lot of depth in that linebacker room. I hope for Alex Anzalone. He's not fraudulently reporting an injury. Pierce, Hassani Madley, Ahmed will be a big reason we get there. I concur. Bo, more two-back sets and never any empty sets. I'm 1,000% behind no empty back sets. That's the thing I want to see. Me too, my friend. Me too. Server, great day. Monty the man, right on. I concur. Trim Reaper, Hassani will be rookie of the year, baby. I like that. I like the way you're thinking. Walt Marks, good luck, Stephanie Wilder, in your fight. Is it possible to watch it anywhere? It's got to be, man, because they broadcast those things left and right. Now, the only thing I will say, because I do like watching, boxing and MMA, undercards are, typically a certain amount of them on one channel. Then some others go to another channel. Then the last 3 or 4 fights of the night go on the main channel. Lions Talk Live fan, Demo. I'm down with that. Pierce, the Trim River. That will be a DDI, 100%. Trim Reaper, thank you, Davenport. Angie, good morning, Duke Crew. Happy birthday, Jen. I'll let her know. Trim Reaper, good morning, Angie. Woo! And back at you both. Rob Hawk, MCDC, and our new OCDC are taking us to the Super Bowl. Woo! Happy birthday, Jen. I'll let her know the kind words. And thank you, Rob. Hookadoo. Pierce, if you look up the injury in the dictionary, you'll see a picture of you-know-who in there. Ooh, DDI getting some press run. Pierce, I'll go with that. Vernon, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. Coach, I heard Broderick Martin finally making some noise on the defensive line. To your point, there were a couple reports, both the first day of camp and then yesterday, that he didn't look bad. Now, there was nothing over the top great, but you could notice improvement. I'm rooting for the kid because, man, if he can hit with his athleticism, strength, power, size, he would help that defensive line rotation quite a bit, especially since Levi is lost. Pierce, Hookadoo Facts, Silver Server. Anybody ever think about Colin? Question mark. I wonder if he'll be able to get a spot on the O-line. I doubt it. The depth on this O-line is so good. Whoever gets it, if they keep 8, 9, 10 guys, I think it's gonna be 9 or 10. Whoever it is that makes it is gonna be pretty dang talented. Remember, why the nose run? Why do noses run when feet smell? I don't know. I'm sure we'll find out. Alliance bad guy. It's just practice. Let's calm down. It is just practice. But you know what? How do you get better? You practice. JDC. I give up Trim. Why? Trim Reaper. Things I think about when I'm home alone and the power goes out. Hey, sorry to hear about your power. Pierce, Trim Reaper. And whose fault is that? Could be. We'll find out. One funky 6 out of 10 with 2 drops when deliberate throw away. All right, I'll go with that. Yeah. About Hooker. Yeah, Hooker had a great time yesterday. Hassani Manley, I said long time ago, wait until the full training camp. You're going to see Ahmed surprise a lot of people. I pray to keep him away from injury. The rest he can do. And as Coach Dan says, he's a sponge. Yeah, I mean, as a scout, there's all sorts of stuff you learn to look for. You start with the athletics, because if you don't have the athletics, a lot of other stuff ain't going to matter. Now you look for the personality traits. There are some type of personalities as a scout you're trained to go for and then avoid. And I'm not going to do an episode on that. We'd be here all day. But from what I can tell of his speech patterns, the way he conducts himself, shoulders, all that kind of stuff, muscle twitch, all that stuff, he's got a lot of the stuff I would say would put him in the 99 percentile. So the right personality traits, and then, yes, the physical skills. Now, can he coach up the other stuff? Yes, you can. Just got to give him time. Troy Reaper, I think everybody knows. I'll go with that. Bo, MCDC is doing parcels on AHH. Yeah, 100% on Head and Hooker. That was a master manipulator. I think we can thank him for his influence. Yeah. So Bill Parcells, for those who don't know, he would push buttons in people. A lot of coaches do that. It's not as common anymore just because there are some changes in the overall player base. Although I would say in football, it's still common, maybe just not as common as it was 20, 30 years ago. At any rate, Bill Parcells would do everything he could to upset players and see how they would respond. Try to get the most out of them. And you could be spot on with that. He could be doing that to Head and Hooker amongst others. Silver Server, Coach, how about that crazy music in the field? I practice on green fields, talk to teammates, listen to my thoughts, birds, wind, sounds. They are driving these kids crazy with the noise. The only thing I can say, Silver Server, is in the last, 5 to 10 years, it seems like it's fairly common, regardless of the sport, to play the music in the background. This generation responds well to that, where maybe other generations would not have as much. All right, Motown Mitch, what up, Doe? Thanks for the update. The rookie coach, anytime. Good to see you, Motown Mitch. It feels like it's been a moment. Lions bad guy, Williams isn't Jalen Carter. Let's chill on the rookie. Shake my head. I can only tell you what I see, so we'll go with that. Twim Reaper, I put my hands up on your hip. When I dip, you dip, we dip. There we go. Silver Server. Talik the Freak has the athleticism and the size, the quick feet, the strength, and a lot to learn. What else do you want? Hey, what else do we want? I don't know, but it's a good place to start for sure. We're going to do Motown Mitch. It's been way more than a few ticks on the clock. It has been. But you know what? How do we know the season's almost here? You got Motown Mitch back in the house. Dre Day. Williams fits what's needed right now. Doesn't need more linebackers according to Holmes and MCDC. Concurred. Trim Reaper. How many spankings for Jen? It is her 51st birthday. Dre Day. Captain Jack, Barnes, Rodrigo, and Alex for one more year. Then draft a better version of Alex next year. Linebackers look solid. Yeah, I think we've got some good depth there for sure. All right, okay, I said it from the beginning. Ahmed Hassani is going to be a beast. Exclamation point. I'll die for you, coach. From that phone call. Yes, and he's got passion. No doubt about that. Motown Mitch, what up, Hookadoo? Been starting work early due to the heat. Just been listening and liking. Still here. Bro, just not been commenting. Hey, no worries, man. You beat the heat. I get it, man. If you're working outside, you want to do just that. Silver Server, Ahmed has got the physical part. That is very important. High ceiling. I concur. Hassanin Madley, you guys want the best from Med. Challenge him. You will get the best out of him. I know my son. He loves competition. Yeah, and I think the coaches are going to do everything they can to get him to rise to his situation. Dre Day, imagine Khalif and Lovett at kick return. Dangerous on both sides of the field. I agree. Trim Reaper, good morning, Mr. Hosling. I hope your son is the rookie of the year this year. I hope so, too. William, greetings, salutations, Dooku. Let's go, Lions. Exclamation point. Praying for a healthy and injury-free season. We had enough of them last year. One pride. Woo! I'll go with that. Hookadoo. That shows from camp so far, Mr. Hosling. I'll go with that. Victor, good morning, crew. Let's conquer the world. Exclamation point. Have a stellar day. Back at you. Make it a great day for you, my friend. Silver Server Coach, I saw Manu compared to other players. Ratledge was the nearest one. Manu looked like the father of their children. Yeah, he's a massive boy. He's a big, big boy. And I know Taylor Decker's been working with him personally last year and this year to help him grow and develop. I won't be surprised if a year or 2 years from now, let's just say Taylor Decker steps down, if Manu ends up replacing him. And maybe that's been the plan all along. I don't know. Uncle Buzz, who is this Adams guy that you keep referring to? We'll find out. Let's see. Rock Davenport looking good and helping out. Ahmed Hassan, good for him too. Yeah, I agree. Good for both of them. Black J.R. Jones, great, one pride. I like the way you're thinking. Hookadoo. When I see that about Davenport yesterday, also, Coach, yeah, I think a lot of us probably did. I want to say a few different places reported on it. And good for him, man. He's playing for his NFL life. I get it, man. I'm rooting him on. Lance Bad Guy, not sure or no clue. I'm down with that. Okay, we'll find out. Ines T. Hall, hey, there you go. Let's go, Lions. I like the way you're thinking. Silver Server, Dre Day, if Khalif and my favorite, Lovett, are both returning kicks, either Lions carry 6 receivers or somebody is out. I'd love for Lovett to be on the field. I like rookies. Yeah, and I love his speed, man. His speed, he's got tons of upside because of it. All right, Cynthia, Rock, I heard and read good things about Davenport yesterday. I'm going to hope all our Lions do well. Yeah, 100%. Wishing them all well. Cynthia, Coach Rock, I'm with you. Phil, good morning. Back at you, Phil. Silver Star, Uncle Buzz, he is a good defensive tackle, big end we got on the roster, Miles Adams. Yes, Miles Adams is a good dude. There be all 8 Lions Talk Live best morning show. Thank you very much for that. You guys make it great. JDC, it's what's behind the thumbnail, Coach. That's why I'm here. Yeah, if you guys like one or the other, let me know. I guess, hey, I always like to try new things. The thumbnails, I like the cleaner look of this, but I also can say, man, I know a number of you guys have pointed out the old one. There's no way you could miss it. If it scrolled on your screen, you're like, yeah, that's Lions Talk Live. So maybe I'll just switch it up every couple days, go from one to the other. I don't know, man. There be all hit all the buttons. Thank you very much. Hasani Manley, Ahmed is only 6 years playing, plus his body is fresh because he didn't get injured because he didn't play football when he was young, so his body is injury-free. This is an advantage for the Lions. I agree with everything you just said. There be all can't wait for the Ahmed and Hutch show. I think you're going to see it sooner versus later. Pierce, there be all Hassanin and Hutch raising. Heck, I'm down with that. Mr. Hassanin, how did Ahmed become interested in American football? Ooh, that's a good question. There be all I'm glad to hear more from the defense than the offense. Yeah, we often get... we do talk about the offense more than the defense, and just, hey, that's just how it goes. Robert, praying for coffee. All right. Trim Reaper, the Egyptian magician will be a Super Bowl champ his rookie year. Woo! I'm down with that because that means we're Super Bowl champs. Clinkham, I hope this rookie lives up to the hype. All of the real ones never get pre-hyped. Ask the sun god. Yes, it's true. Nobody saw Amon-Ra St. Brown happening until he did. You're 100% right on that. Sharon, last Frank. All right, I'll go with that. Last guy, Frank. All right. One Funky, I think we need to teach him to walk like an Egyptian dance to celebrate after the sack. He can play the song for him. I wonder if they'll do that. Bo, Sharon Tiger, welcome to the home grit. Yes, yeah, welcome on in, girl. We'll be a part of the Do Crew, and thank you for being a part of the channel. I say, Manley, Hookadoo, thank you for watching my son. Go Lions. Hey, we're all watching and cheering him on. Till the hunt. The animals leaving Yellowstone video is fake AI story. I saw a story how people believed it was real. Yeah, and hey, that's one of the things with AI right now. It's running wild. Sharon, as a fan, a former NFL player I knew said some of the most effective and a serious wrestling background. Yeah, a lot of good wrestlers become pretty good, NFL players, especially if you're talking like the O and D line because they learn hand placement, leverage, et cetera, et cetera. And we look at Rodrigo, just to list somebody out there. All right, Kerry, Mal Shred Devore, I'm down with that. Robert, hand placement, correct. That and leverage, yes. Bo, a guy named Rock played for the Jets. Along came Anchorage back in the day, Sharon. He wrestled at East High. There you go. Kurt Steele, what up, Do Crew? What's up, Professor Steele? Kerry, Z, add to the Green Bay game. I'm down with that. Robert, a chicken's butt when he's eating. Okay. Silver Server, animals leaving Yellowstone, question mark. I didn't know that. I stopped watching news a while ago. While animals fleeing, not good. That's super volcano under Yellowstone. Goodness. Yeah, it sounds like it was fake AI, although I have no idea. Hookadoo, Mr. Hassanin, it's easy ever since I have Ahmed on draft day call with Dan Campbell. I like this kid. He's going to shine. I think he will shine. Mr. Detroit City, keep up the great work, Coach Dan! Exclamation point. Thank you very much for that. Hey, way to stay a fan of the channel. I appreciate that. Phil, buy Dan's book, buy a house, attend a game, watch Lions Talk Live. Man, that's a full day right there, if you ask me there, Phil. Thank you for the plug. Robert, there's another super volcano in California. Hey, who doesn't like super volcanoes, right? Unless they explode. David Hanslone has a contract. He was happy to sign it when he signed it. Now he decided he's not happy with it. The team didn't agree to give him a contract when he was 32 years old. Well, we'll find out. Let that situation play out for sure. Pat, AA wants a new contract. Hamstring is the should you think to say because they cannot detect it in any way. He wants a bag. Oh yeah, might be true. William, happy birthday, Jen. I'll let her know. Phil, how far from 14K, Coach? Please like and sub. I think we're like 60 some odd subs away from it, so we're getting pretty close. Hookadoo. Yep, Silver Server. They just don't know when it might go boom. Yeah, and who knows, man? People wiser than me. Phil, is Anzalone hurting the chemistry? Let's hope not. Silver Server. Miles Adam came out of Seattle practice squad. Helped right away. Now with the whole season to prepare, he could really be something. Question mark. I always wish Chris Smith and Miles Adam or even Broderick transforms. I hope they all do well. Phil, music might be to cover Coach chatter. No spying. Could be. Keep people off bay. Catch them off guard. Trim Reaper, have a phenomenal birthday, girl, Jen, Coach Dan, and world famous Duke Crew. Woo! Back at you, Silver Server. Hookadoo, but animals might. Yeah, they might know. They might know. Hookadoo. That's what I meant about animals having a sixth sense. Yeah, they do indeed. Trim Reaver. Jen looks amazing for 51. Oh, yeah. Yes, she does indeed. Bo, spice the light, coach. Change up the intro and keep us on our toes. I will try to do just that, my friend. Ziggy and friends, good morning. Captain Nan and crew, same to you. Silver Sir, Hookadoo, thumbs up, praying for that. Yes. Ziggy and friends, we've got to get our son on your prayers every day. Ahmed is in our prayers. Yes, he is, man. We're all cheering him on. Gary, happy trails, dude, crew. Have a great Tuesday. Stay safe. Go Lions. Oh, yeah. Phil, we wrestled in the offseason. Nothing better than football. All right? Yeah, 100% there. Robert, ready for some football? I think we all are. Off the top, I'm in the hospital, but still couldn't miss the show. Shout out to you, coach, and the Duke crew. Well, shout out to you off the top. Hopefully you're doing okay. Let us know how you're doing. David, we finally have a defense we're talking about, and we did it at the beginning of last year. We did it at the beginning of last year, too. Trim Reaper, what up, though, Professor Steele? We'll find out. Hookadoo, off the top, get better soon. The season's almost here. Exclamation point. Oh, yeah. All right, guys, keep your notifications on in case some news breaks later today. I'll get it over to you as soon as possible. If you would be so kind before checking out, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all the buttons. Be a good human being. Do something kind for somebody you don't know, and we'll see you all on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody. You're still here? What are you doing here? It's over. The show's over. Go home.